Hello friends, good morning. We have come to the 10th session of the video lecture series on learning disability. Today let's see how to enhance the visual and auditory discrimination. Now what's the difference between visual and auditory memory and discrimination is nothing but that is how the child is able to listen or see and retain the information. Here it is, some children are confused between letters, confused between sounds and confused between images and everything because they look similar. So we need to give training how to discriminate so that this helps a lot in their learning process. So many times they are making mistake because they are not able to discriminate. That's the reason spelling mistakes and other mistakes are coming. So we need to give them training on this. So this can be done for every child. So this will help in their discrimination and which will help in their overall learning. So as I said, everything is for all, but this helps a lot for children with learning disability. So first let's see about visual discrimination. For visual discrimination, it's what we have to do is the teachers or the parents can actually draw some pictures like square, round, rectangle, hexagon or circle like that in a sheet of paper. Okay, and some pictures, some images can be repeated. Okay, so there can be two squares, there can be two circles, or like that, and or two or three or whatever it is. It's up to the teachers. Now, so some pictures where it is repeated also, and that we have to show the child and ask the child to circle the similar images. Circle the similar images. So square, and if the child is circling the square itself, then the child is able to discriminate. Sometimes the child may think rectangle as a square because there is only small difference, no? So then we'll have to teach the child, see, it is different from this, like that. So we'll have to train and teach the child that these images are different only, but some are similar. Look at what are similar and circle them. So this is a test as well as a treatment. It will help you to analyze the level of disability of discrimination of the child. At the same time, it will help the child to learn further. So this is one simple activity. And other activities to, or games to enhance the visual discrimination is, what we can do is parents, this can be done easily by the parents at home. We have to, we buy vegetables, right? So when we buy vegetables, we'll have to put everything together in a bag and then put it down. Now it will have onion, it will have tomatoes, and it will have brinjal or whatever. So now we have to say, ask the child to group them. Ask the child to group, like all tomatoes, the child has to group it. All brinjals, the child has to group it. So sometimes that's how the child is able to discriminate between the vegetables and the child is able to group it. So this will actually, it's a fun, at the same time our work also gets done. We can easily discriminate it and put it in a cover and keep it in the fridge. So I am just telling that as part of it, but then the child feels like the child is helping the mummy. At the same time, it's a learning process. It's a learning process. So everyday simple activities can become a learning process for the child. So this is something very easily we can train the child for visual discrimination. On a little difficult level, what we can do is that suppose there are vegetables like chilies and beans and other kind of similar green long vegetables. These things are difficult for the child to discriminate, but still we'll have to give the task. Now discriminate the chilies, discriminate the beans, and discriminate the other kind of long vegetables. So if the child will make mistake because it is difficult for the child to discriminate. So we can see the level of disability and encourage the child to do things like that. Or same color, maybe vegetables of the similar color can be asked to group them. We can ask them, it will be looking same color, but we can ask them to group it. So based on the size or anything. So it's up to the imagination of the teachers and the parents. So a very simple activity can be done. Another way is that child is asked to differentiate similar looking alphabets. Now we have to write alphabets like B, D, M, N, W. Different kinds of confusing alphabets are there for the children. So we'll have to write it on a sheet of paper or wherever it is and ask them to, differentiate. Circle all the B's. You have to do only the B's, not the D's. But the child with the disability will automatically circle the D. So we'll have to correct the child, teach the child and give the child one more chance and correct it, and then we'll have to improve the visual discrimination. So this can be done. Okay, all these are training only. So the more we do, more practice. Practice makes a man perfect. So that is it. Now we have completed with visual discrimination. What is auditory discrimination? How can we train the child to enhance in the auditory discrimination? Here we have to, the child has to just listen to what the teachers or the parents are telling. They should not open their eyes and see. They'll have to just listen. It is listening, no, auditory. And we'll have to tell some words. It will be similar words. We can use different language, not necessarily English itself. In Tamil or whichever mother tongue it is yours. In English means we can say shine and sign. Okay. Now both these things are, even for us it looks very similar only. But we'll have to pronounce it very correctly. Shine, sign. Shine, sign. So like that we'll have to say. And then tin, thin. Tin, thin. So if you Google it and see, or wherever, you can find out list of lot of words. So you can collect all these words and ask the child to listen and say, are these same or are these different? Now if the child says they are same, then the child is not able to discriminate. If the child says it is different, the child is able to discriminate. And we can ask the child to repeat whatever we said. Shine and sign are two different words with two different meanings. We can go on explaining also. So it will be a much more learning process for the child. So this is how the parents and the teachers build a relationship while having while teaching these fun activities. Learning becomes a lot more fun, and what is happening is that their discrimination is getting enhanced. Okay, so this is one way of doing that. And other methods are, what we can do is that we can make sounds, similar sounds. For example, for auditory memory, I was telling, the child is asked to listen and to differentiate between what kind of sounds we made, the child has to say. So that is for memory. But for discrimination, we can make similar sounds like the tapping of the pen and tapping of a spoon and tapping of a plate. It can be tapping itself, but made of different items. And it can be very, the difference should be very less. So accordingly, we'll have to choose. Okay. So when we do that, we can ask the child to say, are these sounds similar? Now, if the child says it is similar, then the child has a problem. Otherwise, the child is clear. Okay. So like that, we can do this. So these are some of the simple methods. Many more methods the parents and teachers can do it by yourself, just to see to it that their performance is improved. Again, let me now tell you, there are 3 P's that are very important for doing all these things. One is preparedness. The teacher and parent should be prepared. They'll have to be prepared with a sheet of paper. They'll have to be prepared with the materials that are required. They'll have to be prepared. Without that, just like that, things will not happen. So if you really want to help your children, you'll have to be a little prepared. That is important, preparedness. And the second P is you have to be patient. You really have to be patient, because the child will make mistake. You will feel like, how many times I told you, why are you making this? No. You'll have to understand that the child has got a disability and the child is learning to overcome that. So if we are actually shouting at them and not losing our patience, the child will lose the interest, and the whole purpose itself will be gone. Right? And remember, this is the only way to help the children. There cannot be any magical ways. So we have to be patient. That is very, very important. And the third P is we have to be perseverance. Perseverance means we'll have to repeatedly do it again and again and again. We'll have to do it. Today we did it, tomorrow we'll have to do it. The next day we'll have to do it. There will be a minimal improvement only, but still it is okay. So consistency is very, very important. So that is perseverance. You'll have to keep doing it. So remember, teachers and parents, if you are able to, be very sincere and do these things, we can find a dramatic improvement among the children. So I can add one more P now. This is coming to my mind. Passion. Passion. The teachers and the parents have to be passionate to teach the kids differently, creatively, on a funny matter, on a funny way, okay, on a playful way. They'll have to do that, for which they'll have to really think a lot. They'll have to discuss with people. How can I teach this for this child? How can I make it interesting for this child? what can I do? So they have to brainstorm, they'll have to discuss, they'll have to Google, and they'll have to be prepared. So I have to definitely add that passion should be there for the teachers. On such a teacher only I will say a good teacher and an efficient, effective mother. Everybody can become parent, but how effective you are, how efficient you are matters, right? So for which this passion comes in over there. Okay. Now when you do that, the child will really enjoy these activities. Not just enjoyment, the child is also learning. Maybe you may get frustrated, you may get disappointed, but remember, every task, everything that you're doing is having an impact on the child. Though slow, though late, it will come. Believe in that. Hope is very, very important for the teachers and parents. You should not say how many days it goes. Have hope, have faith, and then you have to do it. The child will enjoy, and there you can see an improvement. So all the best for the teachers and the parents. We'll continue with the remaining few more sessions, okay, in the other classes. Thank you and God bless.